Hello viewers, this is Nisha H. Kamath. Welcome you to the mathematics class of 7th standard. In today's video, we'll learn intersecting lines, parallel lines, perpendicular lines, transversal and angles made by the transversal. You all have seen the railway track, isn't it? Here, you notice that position of rail which are placed opposite to each other. Even if you keep moving ahead on the same track, you will observe that the rails will never meet each other. Such type of lines are called as parallel lines. Sometimes one track meet another track. If we consider this as lines, line L, M, P and Q, here line L and M will never meet each other even if you extend them on both the directions. So we can say line L and M are parallel. Similarly, lines P and Q are also parallel lines. Are the lines P and L parallel to each other? No, because parallel lines do not meet anywhere. But here we observe that P and L, two lines, meet at a point, say A. As we can see that the lines P and L cut each other at a point A, they are not called parallel line. These two lines are called as intersecting lines. Now, what can you say about the lines Q and L? They also meet at a point, say B. So, Q and L are also intersecting lines. What about P and M? Let's consider they meet at C and Q and M meet at a point called D. Now you know what are parallel lines and intersecting lines. Let's measure the angle A. Say it is 60 degree. If I keep rotating the line P, you'll get different angles at different positions, and at a time you will get a point where these two form an angle of 90 degree or a right angle. Now, is the line P and L still intersecting each other? Yes. So we can say that two lines, if they meet each other at an angle of 90 degree, they are called as perpendicular lines. So P is perpendicular to L or L is perpendicular to P. So the lines which do not meet each other, even if you extend them on both the directions, are called as parallel lines. The lines which cut each other at a point are called as intersecting lines, and the two lines which cut each other, that is the intersecting lines, but they meet at an angle of 90 degree, are called as perpendicular lines. Next we will see what is a transversal. Does the line P intersect both the lines L and M? Yes. Here P intersects both the lines at a point A and C respectively. If a line intersects two or more lines at distinct point, then it is called as a transversal. Thus, here P represents a transversal line. Now here L and M are parallel. If the line P intersects two non-parallel lines, say X and Y, at two distinct points, say R and S, then would it be correct to say that line P still represents a transversal line? Yes. As the line P intersects two lines at two distinct points, then it is not important whether the two lines are parallel or not. So we can say that a line that intersects two or more lines, whether the lines are parallel or not, at distinct point is called as the transversal. Notice the angle made by the transversal line P in the given figure. How many angles have been made? 4 angles are formed at the point P and another 4 angles at the point S. Now, shall we name those angles as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Let's shade the region which lies in between the two straight lines X and Y. Yes, this shaded region is called as interior part of the two straight lines X and Y. So, what about the region outside this? It is known as the exterior region of the straight line. Let's name the different angles formed by the transversal. As the angles 3, 4, 5 and 6 lie in the interior part of the straight lines, they are called as interior angles. Similarly, 1, 2, 7 and 8 lies in the exterior part, they are known as exterior angles. Next, as you see the pair of angles 4 and 5 and 3 and 6, they lie in the interior region and they lie on the same side of the transversal. They are known as pairs of interior angles on the same side of the transversal. Do you know the meaning of corresponding? Corresponding means similar in position. You had noticed the position of angles here. Can you tell the corresponding angles made by the transversal P? Yes. Angle 2 and 6 lie in the same position in the same side of the transversal. So, angle 2 and 6 are called as the corresponding angles. Not only 2 and 6, we have other pairs also. They are angles 1 and 5 are corresponding, angle 3 and 7 and angle 4 and 8. There are 4 pair of corresponding angles. Another set of angles are angle 3 and angle 5 are in the opposite direction of the transversal line P. Not only that, both are in the interior part of the two straight lines. So they are called as alternate interior angles. Along with 3 and 5, you also have another pair called 4 and 6. So angle 4 and 6 are also called as the alternate interior angles. Angle 1 and 7 are also in the opposite direction of the transversal P, but these two are in the exterior region of the straight lines. So 1 and 7 are called as the alternate exterior angles. Similarly, angle 2 and 8 are also alternate exterior angles. Let's summarize the angles formed by the transversal. Angle 3, 4, 5 and 6 are called as the interior angles as they lie in the interior part of the two straight lines. Similarly, angle 1, 2, 7 and 8 are called as the exterior angles as they lie in the exterior part of the straight line. Next, angle 1 and angle 5, angle 3 and angle 7, angle 2 and angle 6, finally angle 4 and angle 8 are called as the pairs of corresponding angles. Angle 3 and angle 5, angle 4 and angle 6, these are the pairs of alternate interior angles. Then you have angle 1 and 7, angle 2 and 6, which are the pairs of alternate exterior angles. Finally, angle 3 and angle 6, angle 4 and angle 5 are called as the pair of interior angles on the same side of the transversal. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.